You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
So you like hearing military talk? I
It is good to see you again, Aloy. I see you have recovered Demeter. With the acquisition of Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter, my heuristic processing density has expanded greatly. I should now be able to absorb Hephaestus, and fortunately, we have made progress on a plan to capture it. With Varl's encouragement, Beta analyzed all available information on Hephaestus. Its expansion has been rampant. It is too large to be beamcast, and the kernel you have been using could never hold it. Therefore, it must be contained in a location with a direct physical connection to me. A place with 2 data cores.
2 cores? Where would we find a place like that?
Gemini.
An abandoned cauldron in the desert west of here. Seismic activity disrupted the original construction. 2 data cores were built as a result.
I've been there. The Tenakth marked the entrance as some kind of ritual ground. I'll have to bring you there by hand.
I have devised a blueprint for a suitable, albeit unwieldy, transport rig. It will require 2 people to carry it to Gemini.
I can help.
Once I am installed on the first core, I will call down Hephaestus on the other, trapping it. I will then initiate the merge. However, in order to construct the rig, I will need considerable help.
Can you build it? I suppose I could, but it's not gonna work. The Zeniths will find you. Minerva won't be able to conceal your location.
That is correct. Absorbing Hephaestus will create a significant power surge, easily detected by anyone capable of noticing.
But what if there were multiple power surges? To fake out the Zeniths? If Erend, Zoe, and Katalo spread out to the other cauldrons and create their own surges, would those conceal the one at Gemini?
Analyzing. Such a tactic might be effective. With Beta's help, we should be able to build a set of handheld pulse generators.
I told you it's not gonna work! I did a test. Hephaestus has written Alpha clearance out of its access module. You'll never be able to capture it. Then we need a higher level of clearance. There is no higher... Ted Pharaoh's mega clearance. The one he used to purge the Apollo database and kill the Alphas. But to get it, you would have to find Thebes. The private bunker he retreated to when the world ended, and nobody knows where that is, not even the Zeniths. Their only intel was that it was somewhere in San Francisco. That might be all I need. Alva, the Quen diviner I met, said her people had set up a base at landfall. They were searching for data in San Francisco from there. She might be able to help. So I guess I'm headed all the way west. While I'm gone, will you be able to build the rig and the pulse generators?
I'll try.
I'll make sure she has what she needs.
Hova said the Quen have a ferry on the coast that they use to get to the ruins of San Francisco. Let's hope that when I reach it... Hi, Gaia.
Hello,
Beta's convinced... With that attitude, do you really think she'll be able to...
It may take some...
I don't... She's nothing like what I thought she'd be. I guess it'll be best... All this data I've picked...
Based on my errand he appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted. Yes, he appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles to aid in the creation of a war. I believe he
I'd be interested.
It appears to he has...
So now that you have ether, Demeter...
In the local, superstorms have subsided. Water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well, with luck, soon you'll have Hephaestus. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
So our plan...
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's tech, which is why you will need...
Right.
While you are gone, when we get to Gemini, I will... The second core is for Hephaestus.
And then you'll be...
Not quite.
How long?
There are
And during that time, the...
Correct. The energy surge...
And then we'll have everything we need. There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Faro create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a backdoor to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence, until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus. And fortunately, thanks to Beta's information, we know where Omega clearance may be procured.
Right. Somewhere in San Francisco. So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a Faro agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath. Did Elizabeth know they were working on that?
It is likely she was briefed on other efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Faro Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded that it would never have worked. In all scenarios, the Faro war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreaths before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was the only solution. There was a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture. Do you think it'll help the Quen fix their homeland?
I will run a query. Complete. The data contains information about novel crop production methods, which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
But new crops aren't going to save the world. So I guess it's on us.
It is.
So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, she began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible to view some of them, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
I'll keep a lookout. So the physics
From an engineer, in exchange given enough time.
like how
Exactly.
have you been able?
Yes.
Maybe that'll.
Unfortunately, I have discussed this
Yeah. There's something I'm still trying to.
in its deranged state.
It thought the Pharaoh plague was still.
It feared, as part of its directive of receding Earths, and considering it had 20 years.
That's a good. Beta believes the Zenith,
Furthest,
and if they're the same people
it is likely they may.
turning her. The Zeniths. Gerard. I think Elizabeth knew one of them.
No. Elizabeth, if she knew this Tilda, what we can conclude is that the Zeniths are to protect.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. But Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout while we were no shielding,
So there's hope.
always.
I'll be on my...
I wish you...
So, we're fighting immortals from the stars now? Looked like it.
That's just I hear about you going west.
Turns out we need one last thing before we can grab Hephaestus.
Because it would have been too easy otherwise.
Anything happen?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more, not for eating. Yeah, if you ask me, metal might be plain, but it's...
How are things with...
Oh, actually, but I'm still...
Glad to hear it. Bet you're used...
Well, I can hit... I wish all the other dead... To be honest, and then the other half reminds me, which is... But hey...
Just give it time. You've been looking at any interest...
I asked Gaia to find me someone to look at a while back. And she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
What else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this vague Gaia shit. I mean, this Moreland guy seems, though, risking the...
Maybe I should check up on them.
Right. I think I know.
I can handle them.
Take care of you.
Aloy, you're here. Did you meet with the Quen already?
Not yet.
After all the trouble you went through getting those subfunctions, seems unfair you have to deal with these Quen on your own too.
It's safer this way. They think I'm Sobek, or something like that.
If you say so.
You better not be slacking.
And risk Zoe coming after me? In fact, how he destroyed the world and crawled into a hole after killing those who saved it.
He definitely was. I hope Zoe's not...
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Before Zoe, I suggested that when Guy...
Well, once we get a fest...
That's what I said. She got pretty raw. Which is true, of course. And the last thing But I was trying more like you.
Yeah,
Not your fault.
Did you talk to Zoe after your fight?
I suffered through a few hours. How do people do this?
You give her a...
You're the worst.
What makes you think I...
Abandoning me?
Well, Beta and Gaia built the rig. Can you get every...
Of course.
What is it?
Nothing. We'll get Gaia, and no more Zeniths. No, I welcome it. I wonder how the Nora...
Let's just...
You're right.
If I get Omega clear...
Can't wait to...
Better them than us. I'll be in touch.
We'll be ready.
Good.
Aloy, I hear you're going further west past the Tenakth clanlands.
Do you know anything about the area?
Only hearsay. The Utaru tell stories of an island that lies beyond the western coast. They call it the Isle of Spires. It is said the Old Ones built towers there that touch the sky, so they could live far away from the earth that bore them. As if they didn't want to be.
Sounds like something Ted Farrow... You ever play that board?
Strike? I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus. No such luck.
You and Varl doing okay?
We're doing fine. Although I admit, but then who'd look?
There's always good time.
Leave a loud Oseram with a brooding Tenakth. What could go wrong?
What's everyone been up to?
I've been trying to share some of my meals with Beta. Thought it might help her feel more at home. Maybe even get her to sleep up here instead of in that dark basement. She would not be moved.
I appreciate you trying.
Patience reaps the best harvest. I'm not giving up hope yet.
How much have you read on Ted?
Enough to wonder how a man who worked so hard could let greed and pride for one spirit to diminish or pity him.
It looked like you were working on something.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods. Even
Already said I was sorry.
your friend thought with new machines.
It wasn't.
The land, they are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Any progress with your plan for the land gods? Is the reboot code...
It is. Gaia warned me that because the code must be most are in plain song, but...
We have to...
No. We know... So, wandered into a...
Okay. Tell you what. You go to Plainsong, handle all the land gods. I'll need their location.
I'm sending the data to... My people made shrines near where each land god faltered. When you see them, and once again...
We're not gonna let... I should get going after that.
We'll be ready. Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Apparently,
Rebel camps laid out as visions.
Got a minute?
As many as
I have to travel beyond...
to the ruin.
Yes. They said they came from a...
Hikaru sent out a patrol or two. We've had more pressing concerns.
It's okay.
There is... it's...
What have you been up?
Varl, so I've been... It is heavy with blood, but also with... Maybe you'd like to hear about it?
I'd be honored. What do...
We play strike. Although he has... It helps one think strategically.
Somehow that still sounds like training. Anything interesting happen while I was away? Oh.
Outside. Above the...
Ever thought of sparring with some...
That...
Found anything in...
Gaia told me where to find... I knew the Ten fought it, but it seems later... Machines battled as they... At least the Tenat...
There is...
Yes.
You said there was something you wanted to talk about?
I've been speaking with Gaia. She mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You want to make yourself a new arm?
Yes. Gaia insists she can help me build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believes these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old-world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
I should get going. I've got a long road ahead.
Should you need reinforcements?
I know who to call. I'll call you when I'm near the Zenith lab. We'll get what you need for that new arm of yours.
Thank you, Aloy. Aloy, it's a long way to the coast. If you need to resupply en route, I suggest stopping in Fall's Edge. It's a lowland clan village southwest of the Grove, in the heart of the jungle.
Got it. Thanks for the advice. nothing in the water. An active console. There's something jammed in it.
It's a Horus, Hernon. Just broke through the perimeter.
Erica, the mobile cover prototype is in the vault. All 3 keys are required to override the lockdown. Can you bring me the one from your security console right away?
Okay. Just don't get killed before I get...
Erica? Erica!
Sounds like I need 3 of these keys to get to the mobile cover system. There's coordinates for another console on file. I should check it out. Refreshing, I guess.
I don't know if it's genius or just being dumb.
Boredom. Nothing interesting.
That's why we travel as far as we can.
So this was a rebel commander sticking around.
Eyes up here, brother! If I had a spear like that, I could have beaten them bristleback too.
Don't let Petra. She'll hammer your head on your behind, friend.
Delving and forging do not guarantee. Delving and forging do not guarantee success. Brewing ale does.
Making good use of this. Jar is always a good challenge. Charge and stop them from causing any more harm. I can use shock ammo. Let's check this one for tags.
Me. We'll track her down.
be causing any more trouble? No room on me. I can send it to my stash. I should check if there's anything with a lock around here. A locked chest. Good thing I found a key. The rebels have been digging up corruptors. Probably to make override modules. These are the coordinates I got from the console. Place looks like some sort of old defensive outpost. Another console. Got it.
It's raining hell over here, Sergeant! No shit, Corporal. The egghead over at Voltos needs our security key to get the mobile cover prototype out of here. Get to the console and get it out of here! We have a second enemy contact incoming! Another Horus! Someone call in that goddamn airstrike!
Another access key that never got to this prototype. There's coordinates for a third one nearby. Maybe I can find it. I can override sky distance. If I can stay still. Coordinates I found lead here. There's gotta be another one of those consoles around. Third console. Last one.
They're evacs outside, Doc.
Done, thank God. The mobile cover prototype is locked in the vault. I need all 3 keys to open it, including yours.
Nope. VP rank means I've got a golden ticket to Elysium. If you want that key, come back and get it Uh-oh.
Well, Dawn is a real charmer. It's typical for Pharaoh, I guess. That's 3 access keys. And another set of coordinates. Maybe where they were intended to go in the first place. Wings holding up? I think I can pry my way through those rocks. Looks like a facility used to be here. This place got hit hard. The vault mentioned in the recordings should be in here somewhere. We just have to follow the coordinates. Machine can tough out the cold. Frost won't help. Takes care of that. Now I just have to get to the vault. This looks promising. I'm guessing this was Hernan. This must be the vault mentioned in the data I found. I should be able to access it.
Priority keys detected. Access granted.
I don't think anyone's gonna make it. Not sure which will get me first, the airstrike or the Horus. Spent my career on the mobile cover project. Really thought I could get it to someone who could use it. I know you'll never hear this, Lily, but you told me so. I love you.
Another sad ending. I should look for the mobile cover system. At least I have the prototype now. I might even be able to make something out of it if I use the data on that drive Gendas found. I want to know what happened here.
Delving and forging do not guarantee success. Brewing ale does.
You've returned. You found something, didn't you? Come now, don't just keep it to yourself.
It's, difficult to explain.
Please, I just want to understand as much as I can.
Definitely not a tray cover.
The Old Ones fought a massive battle here against machines. Some fled, but others stayed behind to try to salvage this, to help others carry on the fight.
Did they survive? So, they failed.
It made it into the hands of the most renowned warrior in the Sundom, did it not? And every item we recover will be used to ensure their memory lives on.
I didn't see any machines at the dig site, so yes, I suppose that is true.
I'll need that tray and your workbench. I'll have to tinker with this to turn it into something I can use.
Of course, Savior. It's the least we can do. May the sun light your way, as you have illuminated ours.
Let's take a look at this thing. Feels right. Time to test it out.